what an artful smear that was.
But it would be a fantastic rom-com trailer, right?
Absolutely.
Because, you know, he wants to seize the means of production. She wants to work within the system. Can these two ever get along?
I really think this is a, you know, I just feel sorry, you know, for obviously Bill, who's going to be hurt by it because he's so devoted to her. But just to keep going on, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I drove up here. I was driving around today, and I didn't see. Used to see more signs. Is anybody else notice that? Like, there are fewer signs, but there's more. The jet people had a big inflated red dye. Because they're so, you know, don't roll the dice on Mario. You know, like we don't. What do we really know about?
On Marco.
On Marcos, yeah. What do we really know about? You know, what are those ethnic names? You know.
So an Episcopalian is really just a bunch of vowels.
I love your spicy food, the marvelous dancing you do, the expressive language. Don't forget under the sink too. That's also.
Come on, everybody, baby, do that.
But it is different. I mean, is it me or is it like it's gone? So we had a. Did you guys walk in and see? And I don't really mean this. I'm not even speaking about politics right now. But somebody had a hit piece on Trump. Did you guys get that on the way in?
Yeah, it's called National Review.
Oh yeah.
No, this was actually shorter, and it was really kind of cool because, like, at first you looked at it, and you thought, is this really? You had to read it to know they were. It was a very sort of low key anti-Trump piece. Although the picture, you know, he was like pouting, and I kind of feel like people are now they're so hip now to the process, the primary voters, that it's hard to poll them now. These polls are completely wrong because they're answering any way they want. They're already way ahead of the artful smear. Like, I think it's hard now, especially people in Iowa and New Hampshire who are so spoiled. You know, candidate in New Hampshire, and you're just like, well, I can fit you in after coffee with Marco, and then there's a kind of a late night pancake thing with Cruz.
But you know, that's the story of marketing. The story of marketing is always figuring out how to outrun the wisdom or the cynicism of the American people. So you don't have lawn signs.
You don't think those two things are different.
Right. No, because you don't have lawn signs, because now you have virtual lawn signs, right? You have Facebook lawn signs, and you have Twitter lawn signs. You have people posting things in people's social media feeds, or buying space, which a lot of people may not know this, but you know, I can, with sufficient amounts of money spent as the editor of Commentary Magazine, I can force something from Commentary into your news feed on Facebook, and you won't know that I'm paying for it. You don't know that I spent $24,000 to get 500,000 impressions or something like that. And so when you go on Facebook and you see stuff from Trump or this one or that one, often it is been paid for. So part of this is it's intended to look like it's pure grassroots. These are just your neighbors, these are your friends, this is what they're interested in. And this is because everyone is now onto what TV ads are, even what lawn signs are for. And so marketing then moves on to stuff about which people might still be credulous and naive, but it's still the dominating force.
So people are so much more. I mean, I remember years ago focus grouping a television show, and you show them the pilot, and then you have a bunch of 22, I guess, scientifically assembled Americans, which is not really true. What they do is they go to, like, in LA, they go to a shopping mall, or they go to Universal Studios tour, and they say, "You want a free pizza?" And people, and then you go in a room, you watch a TV show, and they ask you about the TV show afterwards. And I remember sitting on the other side of the glass, because it's a one-way mirror, and to give you an indication of the level that we're dealing with, someone always points to the mirror and says, "Is that a one-way mirror?" And then the moderator says, no, it's just a mirror. It's just a mirror in the room. And then they all go, "Oh, good," and they kind of like, they think it's a mirror, but actually I'm behind the mirror. And So they asked some older woman, I mean, you know, she was 50-something. Oh, jeez.
He's 50.
I turned 50 this year. Yeah, some old lady. Oh, God, my age. And they asked her if she liked the show, and her response was, I think people my age would like the show. And, well, no, did you enjoy the show? And she said, I think this show could appeal to my demographic. And I think that's part of the American public right now. It makes it really, really hard to trick people into buying a thing or voting for a guy because they're too smart or they're too into the cycle. So,
well, that's also, I mean, that's what, because there are a lot of people talking about how this might be a replay of 2004 when John Kerry squeaked past, was it Gephardt and what was the other one?
Gephardt and Hart.
No, Dean.
Oh, Dean, of course,
yeah. And all the exit polls said, because Kerry was interesting. I mean, he wasn't, I always just tell this joke about, it's Robin Williams' joke about Michael Dukakis.
Well, if it was Robin Williams' joke, it was somebody else's joke.
Fair enough, yeah. But, Robin Williams, too soon. Robin Williams always used to say in the 80s that he wanted them to make sex an Olympic sport just to see what the East Germans come up with. And I always used to say that about Michael Dukakis. It was like he was designed in an East German lab to be like the worst candidate possible. John Kerry was close, right? And you saw it everywhere he went in 2004. His poll numbers went up when he left the state, and they went down when he went into the state. But in the Iowa caucuses, they did exit polls.
That's sort of like peace talks that he's involved in.
Yeah.
Once he leaves the peace talks, then maybe something happens. But if he's there,
but all the exit polls said that overwhelmingly people were voting for him because they thought he was the most electable. They didn't like him, but they thought someone else would. And it turns out they were wrong.
it's like when there's a thing in your refrigerator, you're like, I don't remember putting this in here, but someone must eat this. So we'll take a little break here to do two spots.
all right.
That's the hip media lingo for products. But before we do, I want to let you know, if you're listening to this and you're not a member of Ricochet, if you're listening to this here and you're not a member of Ricochet, I have a deal for you. Go to ricochet.com/NH, NH for New Hampshire. You get 1 free month for an annual subscription. Find out what all the shout's about. It's a great community, people, center right. We do civil conversation. If you've ever gone to Twitter or you've ever looked at a comment section, it's a disgusting swamp filled with psychopaths who should be arrested. Not on Ricochet. They're actually smart, polite people. So, ricochet.com/NH, you get a free month, and I'll turn it over to John Podhoretz, who's going to tell us about a wonderful product that we all want to buy.
Yeah, so if you listen to GLoP, you know that for the last couple of years we have been sponsored frequently by Harry's Shave. Harry's Shave is a company that makes is the disruptor in the industry that serves you with razor blades and shaving cream.
Uber of razor blades.
It's the Uber. That's
the
right.
Airbnb.
So and I used to say until I decided last month to see about growing a beard that I used it every day, which I can no longer say since I'm sort of growing a beard. But
you still shave your back.
But I shave my yes.
Sorry.
Yes, I do. And that's not all, Jonah.
Well, the night is young and the bar is open. Let's.
But I wouldn't use a high quality product like Harry's
not to
Shave.
see that? How much would you pay?
Well, I couldn't really because the Harry's blades are made in Germany. But anyway, they are made in Germany. They bought a factory in Germany that makes fantastic razor blades. Make them for a century. They cut out the middleman. You're not paying for store. You're not paying for everything. You're not paying for stuff in stores. It's a great shave. They have shaving cream, shaving gel, aftershave. The starter kit is $15. That includes razor, 3 blades, and your choice of the shave cream or foaming shave gel. I like foaming shave gel, but that's just because I have so much testosterone. And as an added bonus, you can get another $5 off with your first purchase with the coupon code GLoP. So that means $10 for a month of shaving, which is a fantastic deal. Shipping is free. And you know how they trick you with these products with kids. I don't know if you know this, but kids say, "Oh, I want to buy the floppy. I want the pillow that turns into a blanket that turns into a robot." And it's only $12, and then you go online to order it, and then the shipping fee is like $57.95, something like that.
It's a robot.
It's insane. Like, they really do play these horrible tricks. Well, so Harry's, the shipping is free. So go to harrys.com now. $5 off if you type that coupon code GLoP with your first purchase. HARRYS.com, coupon code GLoP, $5 off, $10 for the entire month. Start shaving smarter today. And that's Harry Shave.
The Harry Shave people, this is a segue. The Harry Shave people always say that when you have a new product, you're pitching a new product, you say, like, what is the pain, right? What is the thing that it solves? What's the problem it solves? And the problem they say they solve is that, buying razor blades is really, first of all, expensive and really hard to do, because you can't buy it. You have to get the guy to come, and they're behind glass.
With a special key.
It's so weird. And that's kind of not to diminish the idea of political advertisements and commercials and things, but part of the goal of selling a candidate is to try to figure out what problem that candidate solves for the voter, right? Everybody's too old, then you want to send a young candidate, or too liberal, a really conservative candidate. And you have to figure out what that is. So
with Donald Trump, it's finally getting over the hump of being properly motivated to kill yourself, right?
There's a guy with a Trump hat here. He could win, and when he wins,
you're going to be in a camp, man.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm
sorry. Not what I can do about it.
As one of the so-called gang of 22, I'm not safe. I'm not safe either. But speaking of the gang of 22 and the against Trump issue, which I guess most people know about and have read online, which was a really both noble and editorially brilliant decision by Rich and Jack and others to do.
Sort of.
One of the funniest things that happened in the course of the response to it, as is often happens, is the sort of enraged response. There was a lot of really, really nice response, and probably from some people in this room, and people really were very grateful that principled conservatives stood up and said that this was not an appropriate representation of who we are and where we should be. But the enraged response took two forms, one of which was a lot of people on Twitter tweeting at this sort of thing like, "And you call yourself a journalist?" Well, first of all, I'm a journalist because I write in a journal and I edit a journal. Like, it's a literal fact. I call myself a journalist because what am I supposed to call it?
You write in your little
a milliner?
journal.
What am I, a milliner?
Dream journal every morning.
What am I, a haberdasher?
I was being chased by golf balls.
Right. But it's like, dude, what? This is what you call reporting? Well, no, I don't call it reporting. I just spent 300 words insulting Trump. That's all. I was reporting my own deepest, darkest rage. I was interviewing myself. I was interviewing my id, writing about Trump's id.
I was offended that I was not asked to participate, because I would have been the lone dissenter. I write a political humor column.
Is that what that is?
I so want a President Trump. I could phone this thing in.
I'm sorry, but that's like being an
last,
Ethel Merman impersonator. Yeah. It's too easy. You don't want President Trump.
Easy, I like
easy.
It's like
those words 4 years of jokes.
I am a Hollywood writer. There's no such thing as too easy.
Fair enough.
I'll take it. Easy's good.
GrokTV.